Hello and welcome to our 6th live stream, Gin is Gin. I'm Ginny. I am the co-founder of Gin is Gin along with my husband Rob, who will be joining us to make the second cocktail, and our dear friends Jeff and Amy Close. It is, day 74 of Shelter in Place, and I don't even want to wonder how many cocktails we have sipped on while SIP. So we normally have a theme with our cocktails, and today's theme are cocktails that are usually used with different spirits than gin. But we like our gin so much that sometimes we like to swap out those other spirits with the gin, and sometimes it can make it even better. So the first one that I'm going to do is a riff on a Bloody Mary. A friend of ours gave us a napa cabbage, and so immediately set to work making some kimchi. So then I wanted to look into different Bloody Marys using kimchi. Came up with a few different recipes, but the one that I settled on was is the one that I'm going to make today. So the history behind the Bloody Mary, post-Prohibition, there was a Parisian bartender, and he was at Harry's Bar in Paris. And he made, he was actually famed for this tomato juice and vodka cocktail. And it was named after one of their customers, I guess. So when this bartender, he moved from Harry's Bar in Paris to the St. Regis Hotel, to the bar there, he realized that vodka wasn't as available. So he started out making this vodka tomato juice cocktail with gin instead of vodka, and the Astor family at the time, who owned the St. Regis Hotel, they didn't think that that was a very classy name to call it a Bloody Mary, a bit gory, so they came up with the name the Red Snapper. So the Red Snapper was born. So basically any Bloody Mary with gin in it instead of vodka is called a Red Snapper. And the one I'm going to make today is with kimchi. So I'm going to do it in the blender. That's what it calls for, and this will be the first blended drink that I've done. So first of all, we're going to start out with half a cup of the kimchi. Obviously you can buy kimchi if you want to do that, that's fine. We just happen to make some. So there's the kimchi, and then 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar. There's my tablespoon. Oh, there we go. Okay, there's that. 1, 2. There we go. That's the rice vinegar. And then the juice of 1 lime. There we go. Whether you want to just squeeze it like this, what's nice about limes is they don't have the seeds, so that's kind of easy. So the juice of a lime. There we go. All right. And then after that, we do freshly chopped ginger. And how much is that? That's a teaspoon of the chopped ginger. And a friend told me that if you take ginger, after you've used some of it, and you can actually just stick it in the ground and plant it that way, and they shoot roots, and you don't have to do anything with them. They're easy to plant and to grow. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, most importantly, 3 ounces of gin is gin. There we go. No vodka. So this is actually going to make 2 drinks. So this is for you and your partner, loved one, friend, whoever you're sheltering in place with. There we go. 3 ounces. Excellent. And after that, 10 ounces of V8. I didn't realize how healthy V8 is actually. So that's about 6 ounces. And then another 4. A little shake, and there's the 10, done. And then half a teaspoon of sesame oil. I know it's more like a cooking show, isn't it, than a cocktail show. Okay, sesame, got that, put that away. And final is sriracha. We love sriracha in our house. As you can see, there's not much of it left. How much sriracha? Teaspoon of sriracha. As with any of these things, try our recipe, look up other recipes, and then try for yourself. And then if you prefer it, a little more spicy, a little less spicy, then obviously you can do that. So, don't take, look out if I turn it open. Oh, there it is. There we go. premature. There's the sriracha. Okay. And I think that's it. Let's see, yeah. I think everybody knows what that means, honey. Okay, so we're just gonna... I gotta get this in the right way. Hold on. There it is. Okay, so we're just gonna pulse that. Sorry, it'll be a bit loud for a moment. Good. All right. Now, I really like when you put Bloody Marys in a mason jar. I mean, obviously you can put it in any glass you like, a tall glass, but I think it's always fun to put it in the mason jar. So I'm just going to fill this with ice and then pour it in. And again, it's just a really simple cocktail. I hope you like it. Let's see. Just put a few ice cubes in here. Works. So this is the kimchi red snapper. There we go. Oops. So I did some painting today, and I realized I've still got paint on my where I can't see it. I got it on my nails as well. I'm a bit of a messy painter. Rob happens to be a professional painter. He used to do that at one point in his life. In your misspent youth, right, honey? So for my garnish, I put a little seaweed on there, a little kimchi, and a little ginger. I actually really like the ginger in this particular recipe, I have to say. So there it is, the red snapper with kimchi. I'll leave it to you there. Cheers. So Rob is going to join us now, and he is going to do a different cocktail. He's going to do the orange Julius. There we go, and I'll put it off to the side. Rob is obviously another co-founder of Ginny's Gin, and he's a winemaker as well as a cocktail maker and a great chef too, right, honey?
I like to cook.
Yep.
Okay.
Take it away.
Okay, so you know, there's been a couple of cookbooks that I loved more than all the other ones, and I think for cocktails, I've read a lot of cocktail books, and there's a lot of ones with all kinds of great stuff and information you can learn. But for me, when I got a hold of this Liquid Intelligence by Dave Arnold a couple of years ago, it really spoke to me, the science and the kind of the geekiness of some of the recipes. And so in there, there was a reference to acidulated orange juice with a milk washed rum cocktail, and I thought, wow, that was really cool. And so I basically kind of adapted that as a gin drink. So originally this was an orange juice with vodka drink. So anyway, so oranges, the reason that most cocktails for gin have lemons or limes and not other fruits as a base is because they're just not tart enough to make a balanced cocktail. So even if you have strawberries or blueberries or blackberries, there's always some kind of lemon or lime to add enough acidity. And oranges don't really have enough acidity for cocktails. So what you do is you take orange juice so the best oranges, if you're going to fresh squeeze, would be not navel oranges. Caracara works pretty good, but Valencia oranges are the juicing orange. And so I bought Valencia orange juice that was fresh squeezed at our local grocery store. Jenny actually picked it up this morning. And I have taken the liberty of pre-measuring out. So for every liter of juice, it would be 32 grams of citric acid and 20 grams of malic acid. And you can, like, citric acid is available like even in your grocery store, sometimes malic, but you can go to like your winemaker store or your like beer craft store and they'll have malic acid as well. So I pre-measured out for the 200 mLs that I have, instead of 3.2 and 2, you would just double that. So it's 6.4 grams and 4 of the malic. And so I'm just gonna kind of introduce that into the juice. And I could have done this in advance, but I just thought it would be fun just to kind of show like it really is not that difficult. It's not, some of my friends love this drink, and I kind of explain how I made it, and they think, oh my God, that's just too hard. And it really isn't. You could just kind of do it little by little. So there's your acidulated orange juice, and it's acidulated to the same, more or less, acidity of a lime. So this is lime acidulated strained orange juice. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the cocktail, and then for anybody who's interested at the end, I'm gonna milk wash a bottle of rum. This drink is terrific with 2 ounces of gin, but I think it's even better when you do an ounce of gin and an ounce of milk wash rum. To be honest with you.
Is it normally called for
Yeah.
rum?
It's normally a rum drink, and it's great with just gin. But at other level, when you milk wash some rum and add it together, and I don't milk wash the gin because it kind of strips out too much of the botanicals. So anyway, without further ado, so where's my cup? There it is. Okay, so you got.
Are you doing 1.5? What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna make 1.5 drinks because that way it fills my glass, which is in the freezer.
Okay, you want me to grab it?
Please. So you go 1.5 ounces of gin. Ginny's gin, of course, my favorite gin, and it really is. And then 1.5 ounces of some rum that I milk washed last. I like this one. I've tried it with a lot of different rums. They're all good. In this recipe, not all of them actually. There was a couple that had like added caramel color, and those don't milk wash well. But ones that haven't had that are excellent. So now we got our, for a single drink it would be 2 ounces of booze, but in this case it happens to be 3. It's 1.5 drinks. And then we're gonna add 1 ounce per cocktail, so in this case 1.5 ounces of the acidulated orange juice. And that's in here, everything in the pool. 1/2 ounce per drink. So in this case, 3/4. Whoa, almost grabbed the wrong bottle.
That was the
That's why I labeled them. This is the SS, the simple syrup. So there's your 1/2 ounce per cocktail. Okay, and then egg white. So you can buy powdered egg white, which is pasteurized, so then you don't have to worry about any salmonella. We'll do that when we have parties and do drinks that have egg whites, but
when we're allowed to
for
have
us,
parties.
we're pretty comfortable with. So it would be 1 egg white for 2 drinks. So that's about 3/4 of an ounce for this drink of egg white. A little dash more. Okay. So I put them in a squirt bottle, and then you can measure and put just the right amount in. So an ounce per egg, that would be good for 2 drinks. So that's it. I do like to add a couple of drops of a little pinch of salt, or a couple drops of saline solution. And then, the other thing is I like to add a couple of drops of vanilla, and I've left it in the cabinet. So I think we can. It's still really terrific without it. It's fine.
Okay.
So we'll do dry shake, because egg whites will foam at a warmer temperature significantly more. So you give it a shake before you add the ice, so you get all that frothy egg white, and especially it will froth extra if there's any of the milk wash product in there, whether it's gin, rum, vodka, whatever. All the whey protein stays behind when you milk wash, and it really makes it froth more. So then now I'm going to add my 1 large and there it is.
The amount of ice is key.
I like 1 large, 2 small, which is something I picked up from Dave Arnold's book about the best and the right amount of ice cubes for shaking a cocktail. And then we're going to give this a good hard shake to bring the temperature down. And then we're going to go into our chilled glass, and this should be the perfect amount for this glass. 1.5 cocktails for this glass. I made a drink one time that in this glass that was only 1 cocktail in volume, and it came in about 1 inch short of the top of the glass, and a bartender friend was over, and he kind of criticized me for that, so I don't do that anymore. I did dehydrate some slices, thin slices on our dehydrator of
Blood orange.
Blood orange, and it looks really fabulous on there. I like a little pinch of lemon verbena, which people say is kind of difficult to grow, but not so much in our garden. It grows really well. There's the lemon verbena. And then AAG, Angostura aromatic bitters. Couple, 2 or 3 drops. I like 3 today. And this is the now nearly world famous. I wish you could see the top of the drink and how pretty it is, but
I could do that. Here,
really, are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't want to mess up your. So anyway.
Can you see that?
I'm thinking that worked.
Hopefully.
Okay, so there's your drink, and then so I'm gonna now do a really quick version of like how actually simple it is to milk wash spirits. You can milk wash gin, rum, bourbon. I like doing it with rum quite a bit. All you do is you take 1,000 mLs of rum. In this case, it's 4-year Flor de Cana, which is aged in white oak barrels. And to that mixture, it's either 1 fat ounce of lemon juice, or in this case, 1 ounce of 15% citric solution, which is the same amount of acidity. And then, you know, that big one right there for me.
Yeah.
And then you take, so for every 1,000 mLs, which is like a,
This?
yeah, no, the jar.
Just the
Thank you. Yeah. So it's really important when you milk wash is to add the acidulated booze to the milk rather than the other way around. Otherwise, it'll curdle too soon. So basically, you take 250 mLs that I pre-measured out of whole milk. Whole milk works best. You add the ounce of lemon juice to it, and then you take the 1,000 mLs of. I've done it with dark barrel-aged rum, and they're terrific. I've done it with plantation. It was awesome. I like the white Flor de Cana for this drink. So then you just slowly mix the booze in, and once all of it is in, it just will start to curdle. And I know, don't say ew, because that's the cool part about it. And so then once you start to get the curds establishing in there, which is absolutely happening, and you can see them much better in a when you use brown spirits, you'll see the curds more. I can totally see them in there. You don't want to shake it after this. You can gently kind of stir it so you can mop up more of the casein with the curds. Oh, there they are. Look at those beautiful curds. And so basically those curds are what's going to act as a filter. And so usually I would wait, I'd say 2 to 3 hours, and then you'll get clear booze on the top, and then the curds will start to settle. You can even wait overnight, depending on what milk wash product you're making. And then it's really so simple. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm just going to show you my setup.
Obviously, my cocktail was far simpler.
Yeah, but this isn't that hard, really. So check it out. So this is just a little milk nut bag, like for making, like almond milk or something. They're really inexpensive. I bought a little stand with it. And then all you do is pour this into there. You can set it up like I did, like this, right? Ta-da! And then your second jar, you just take like this with a coffee filter in it. And so once it goes through the milk nut bag, it comes out really, really clear. In the very beginning, it'll be cloudy, and you just take that and put it back over the top once it gets clear. Now you have clear milk washed rum coming into the bottom. Then you pour it into it goes through the coffee filter. Now you keep it refrigerated, and man, it gains all this like fatness and mouthfeel. It makes great cocktails, and it's totally, totally worth it. So that's it. So I'm gonna now let this settle in the fridge for a couple hours, because we're having
What?
we're having milk wash cocktails tomorrow. So that's it. If anybody wants to do this and has questions about how to do it, let me know.
And we're going to taste our cocktails now. Cheers to you guys. Thanks for watching. Next week, we're going to do, I'm going to call it Pitcher Perfect, spelled Pitcher. We're actually going to do 2 different batched cocktails so that when we are released, allowed to be able to have larger gatherings again, and you want to be doing some nice, summer cocktails from a pitcher, 8 at a time or whatever it is, we'll have a couple of them for you for next week. So that's for next week. And in the meantime, Let's have a little.
And I have one that I'm going to do that's going to get college kids in trouble.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is
maybe
the
a few adults too.
our
Cheers.
2 drinks of the week.
Happy Saturday. Have a great weekend.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers then.
Yum.
Delish. That's pretty. Okay.
Yep.
Bye guys.
I love that smell. Milk and rum.
Finish. Come on. It's not finishing.
I was just about to say we're having a party tomorrow night.
It's not finished. It won't finish.
You caught me.